Today, we're diving into the story of a grape that is a true underdog. It's got a name that points you to one of the most famous wine regions in the world, but its real story, its real home, well, that's somewhere else entirely. Okay, so let's just jump right into the big paradox here. How can a grape called Melon de Bourgogne, literally melon of Burgundy, be a complete nobody in Burgundy, but an absolute superstar somewhere else? I mean, that's the central mystery we're going to unravel today. It's a fantastic story.
So, first things first, let's talk about this grape's identity crisis. Its name is frankly a classic case of misdirection. It's like a historical clue that points in the completely wrong direction.
So what is Melon de Bourgogne? Well, genetically, it's got a pretty noble family tree. It's a cross between Pinot Blanc and Gouais Blanc. But here's the kicker. Even though it got its start in Burgundy, it just never really caught on there. Its real destiny was waiting for it hundreds of kilometers away, right on the coast of the Atlantic.
Now, you might hear that the grape has a neutral character and think, well, that sounds kind of boring. But this quote absolutely nails why that's its superpower. Think of it like a blank canvas. It doesn't shout with its own powerful flavors. Instead, it acts like a perfect mirror, reflecting every little detail of the soil, the climate, the very soul of the place it's grown in.
So how did this forgotten grape from Burgundy end up becoming the king of a coastal wine region? Well, the journey from Burgundy to the Atlantic is a great story, and it's all about commerce, climate, and, a little bit of luck.
Okay, so back in the 16th century, it's just another grape kicking around Burgundy. No big deal. But then in the 17th century, the Dutch show up. They're on the hunt for a grape that grows like crazy and makes a neutral wine they can distill into brandy. And Melon de Bourgogne, it was perfect. They pushed for it to be planted near the port city of Nantes, and it absolutely thrived there. Fast forward to 1936, and its identity is sealed forever when the Muscadet appellation is created, making it the one and only grape allowed.
So this is where our blank canvas really starts to get its color. The region of Muscadet, near Nantes, is where Melon de Bourgogne finally found its voice. So what is it about this place that's so special?
First and foremost, it's the Atlantic Ocean. You got to think of it like a giant natural air conditioner. The climate is cool, it's maritime, and that gives the grapes this long, slow, gentle season to ripen. And that is absolutely vital for developing all these subtle flavors while keeping that zesty, fresh, super high acidity that the wine is famous for. And then there's what's underneath the vines. The soils here are ancient and incredibly complex, and each type basically paints a different stroke on our blank canvas. Granite. That gives the wine a really sharp, linear minerality, kind of like the smell of wet stones or flint. Schist adds more texture, a little more richness. And then you have Glees. Oh, Glees is the magic ingredient. It gives the wine this incredible salty, sea spray character.
And when you put it all together, that cool ocean breeze, those mineral-packed soils, what do you get? You get a wine that is the pure essence of its home. It's clean, it's zinging with freshness, and it has this unmistakable salty tang that literally tastes of the ocean.
But the terroir, the place, that's only half the story. The winemakers in Muscadet developed this special technique to add the final, crucial brushstrokes to the masterpiece, and it's a process called sur lie. So what in the world is sur lie? I know, it sounds super fancy, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It just means on the lees. And the lees? Those are just the expired yeast cells that are left over after the wine is finished fermenting. So instead of cleaning the wine up right away, the winemaker just lets it hang out with them for a few months. So here's how it works. Fermentation finishes, and all that yeast settles down to the bottom. Then, the wine just sits on that layer of lees, sometimes for a whole year. And during this time, this amazing thing called autolysis happens. The yeast cells basically break down and release all these compounds that add incredible flavor, texture, and complexity. Then it's bottled straight from the tank to keep all that good stuff in. And let me tell you, the difference this makes is just night and day. A standard Muscadet's fantastic, it's simple, it's crisp. But a Muscadet that's been aged sur lie, it becomes something else entirely. It gets this creamy texture, a richer body, and these complex flavors of like brioche and yeast. It transforms from a simple, refreshing wine into something with real depth and the ability to age. All right, so now we have this incredibly expressive, salty, mineral-driven wine. What in the world do you pair it with? Well, the answer is a total legend in the food and wine world.
Oysters. It is the ultimate pairing. It's just a perfect symbiosis. The wine's sharp acidity cuts right through the richness of the oyster, And at the same time, its salty mineral notes perfectly match the oyster's own brininess. Honestly, it's like taking a bite and a sip of the ocean at the exact same time. It's incredible.
But hey, it's not just about oysters. That high acidity and mineral backbone make it fantastic with almost any fresh seafood you can think of. Clams, mussels, scallops, you name it. It's also brilliant with simply grilled fish, fresh salads, tangy goat cheese, and even sushi and sashimi. It is a seriously versatile food wine.
So there you have it. The whole journey. A grape that started out as just a neutral, high-yield commodity for making brandy became one of the world's purest expressions of a place. It's a true underdog story of how a blank canvas, when you give it the right home and the right technique, can become a total masterpiece. Which kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. Because this grape doesn't hide behind big, powerful fruit flavors or lots of oak, and instead it just purely reflects the soil, the climate, and the way it was made. Could Melon de Bourgogne actually be the world's most honest grape? It's something to chew on next time you see a bottle of Muscadet. Thanks for joining me.